right, so we're gonna try this again. Shawn Duncan, LA Guns. How are you, sir? Ann Arbor, Michigan. Lots of fun.
Yeah, yeah, I'm all good. It's all good here.
Yeah. So we're a couple technical glitches. Just before we're fumbling our way through there. I had asked you about the networking piece, and you said you're not a headache to deal with, which is always a huge thing. We had Matt Starr on the show a while back, and he said something really interesting to me. He said it's not always about being the best; it's always about being the best prepared. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I think so. I think so. You show up, you know what you're supposed to do, know your songs, and then when you're on the road, have bring your spare parts with you. Bring like I broke a 20-inch crash cymbal, and I had a spare. We'll buy one while we're out here, but I have one on me. You know what I'm saying?
Yep, absolutely.
So that's kind of those types of things matter. So that's kind of it. And I have, but you bring your backup heads, bring your little tiny pieces and all that kind of stuff. It's important. I don't have a tech on this tour, but we have a backline tech. So for me to be able to give him stuff to fix stuff is awesome, and that's a big plus.
When I was going to ask you, because I mean, if you're not running with a tech, then you're the drummer, but you're tuning your own things. And you had a video or a picture there a couple of weeks ago where you smashed the head midway through the song. People don't realize the feeling that takes place of helplessness when that happens, right?
Yeah, it's like, oh shit. And I broke two. And the ironic thing is, it was both times it was in the same song. It was a third song in the set, almost like right at the beginning of the song, both times. So it was really weird, but I've been fortunate since then. I haven't broke any more. Matter of fact, I'm going to change my snare head out before the last leg of this.
Are you using Ramos?
No, I use Aquarian.
Okay.
I'm with Aquarian. I right now I have a triple threat on it. So I switch. It depends on how I feel. I either use a triple threat or sometimes I use the dot head on it. The high impact, coated high impact. So it just depends on my mood.
So we have a lot of musicians that tune into this, and some of them are drummers, some of them are guitar players. I need to impress upon them, because you said you get the text, what are you doing this summer?
Right.
What is the time from that text to the time that you have to be ready to rehearse and get out in the road? And what's your preparation time?
Well, I got the text. The next day, he texts me again and says, "Hey, bro, give me 24 hours." And then the next day, I got a call from management, and I had about 15 days to learn 20 songs. And then rehearsals, and then I was off. And that's basically how it went. So I work in the movies at home. I have I also have a job. So I had to coordinate with work how to for them to let me go for 9 weeks, and that was entertaining. And then on top of it, learning all these songs, and then next thing I know, I'm on a plane flying to where did we fly into? Flew into Philly. And my first show with them, it was interesting because when we're opening for Kiefer, we do 45 minutes to an hour. However, the first show I ended up doing with them was a LA Guns headlining show, and I had to play all the songs they gave me.
Right on. So cross your fingers.
So you're kind of thrown to the wolves. Go, man, go. And then it worked out, and it was fun, and it's been fun ever since. And it's just that's kind of the kind of stuff that happens.
And I mean, again, think on your feet. And in Canada, we call it heads up hockey when we're playing with, in that sort of setting where it's nothing to get a call and say, hey, you show up, and you don't get a set list, and maybe it's a cover gig, maybe it's not, but people don't understand that's you're a different level of player when you can actually tackle that and do it well.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's from years of playing, and it's also, there's a confidence point there too, because you know what? You have to have confidence to be a freaking drummer. You have to have confidence to walk on a stage anyway. But you know, if a drummer isn't confident about what they're doing, you can hear it. You'll hear it in the music. We're the engine, you know? And so if we're sick this is the other thing they forget is it's a physical job.
Right.
And everybody talks about, oh, the singer's got to sing 5 days. Yeah, well, the drummer's got to play 5 days straight. And, you know, it's basically running around the block several times for an hour and a half. And it's not, you know, you're not sitting there picking daisies, you know.
Right. Right.
It's work. And but yeah, like you said, it does take a certain amount of confidence and ability to process all that in a short time frame, and then go out and throw it down.
Do you get much of a chance to warm up before a show? I mean, I know you guys have hectic schedules and stuff, and you're doing things like this, and you're doing sound checks, and you know you have to be, you know, on the bus or whatever. You know that. So, do you have much of a chance before a show to actually sit down and do a proper warm up?
I usually do. I
Okay.
usually do. I usually have to myself, before we go on. I probably get anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour that I can stretch and warm up and just do my nervous walk around and stuff that I normally do. But yeah, I do have that. Where the direct support, Faster Pussycat goes on before us. So basically, I have their whole set, and from doors until their set's over to kind of get my comfort level and get warmed up.
So Ace plays with those fellas too, does he not?
No, he used to play with Faster. He's not in Faster anymore.
Okay, so he's not hauling double duty then, because that would be a lot of work for one man to have to endure.
Yeah, not everybody is Zach Wild, right?
Yeah, sure. So 14 more days. You just mentioned you work in the movies, and I can only imagine that you know it was a bit of an effort to get that time off. What you guys are doing is a little bit different than you know how it's done these days. It's mostly weekend warrior stuff, right? Like people are flying in on the weekends, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and they're done. You guys are kind of kicking it old school a little bit here.
Yeah, we're going full blown to nine. I think we had 40 shows. I think that's the total on this run. And even then, when I go back, we have 3 dates in LA on the 11th, 12th, and 13th of August. I go back August 1st. Then we have those 3 dates. Then I have another date on August 20th, where we're playing with Tom Kiefer and Poison in an arena in Oklahoma.
Wow.
So I mean, there's still a lot of other spotty dates out there, but that's more kind of what we're used to now is those types of little runs where you're gone for 4 days or 3 days here and there, and you know you come home. So yes, this is definitely we're all feeling it again. You know, it feels great. We're having a really good time, but it's definitely different than what we've been doing.
Right.
So all of us in one form or another. And then also everybody's coming off 2 years of doing nothing because of COVID. So, you know, there's that too. So it's
Yeah,
still it kind of made it exciting.
you're right, and I mean it's been mentally. I think on everybody that's you know, like up here in Canada, there was you know the stop, then it kind of started, then it stopped again, then it kind of started. Now you know, and I think it was just very hard in the head. And I don't know about you, like I don't care how many other variants are out there. This is just me. I was you know I did my thing, and whether you're a vax or an anti-vax or whatever, but I'm ready to live life. I'm ready to live with it.
Yeah.
You know, we lost 2 years of our lives that we're not getting back. And I think now is just the time to try to take them back whoever we can.
Yeah, that's kind of the general attitude. It's the attitude in the States too. You know, people do what you can to not get sick, and
Yeah.
which normally we do anyway. Most people don't want to get sick, you know, whether it's COVID or the cold or the flu. And you know, there's certain things you should do to try to avoid that. And that's kind of, I mean, that's how we are out here. There's a lot of protocols on this tour. Like there's nobody, guests aren't backstage, right? We're not having that. if we want to go out into the crowd, we can, but we don't want a bunch of people backstage. And this is all three bands. This is an agreement upon everybody's, because we really don't want to get this thing shut down. We've seen a lot of our friends have to go home and shut down their tours and all of that, and we don't want that to happen. So we're doing what we can to, I don't know how to explain it, but to try to keep it away while at the same time try to have a good time.
So, once you're done, is it that you guys are done on a Sunday, then you're right back to the day gig? Is that, or were you able to fandangle a little bit of extra downtime before you get to jump back into her?
I'm going to contact them when this starts winding down and pick kind of when I want to go back, and which I'm happy about. And they're also they actually think it's kind of cool, so I think I'm going to give myself about 3 days and then go back, because I'll also be on East Coast time when I go back, and I know I'm going to need at least a day or two to chill, and then I'll just go back in, and then again, then I'm going to have to take a Friday and the Saturday off, and off in August. So,
well, and I mean, your day job doesn't suck. I mean, that's what you should be part of.
Yeah, it doesn't suck.
So, and I mean, and you still get to be creative, because a lot of people, it's not like you're going back and being an accountant.
And right, and they because it is a creative business, they understand stuff like this and they accept it, because other people go off and the company I work for owns stages, film studios, and I'm a stage manager at a film studio. So other guys there that work in grip and lighting in these various places will get an offer to go work on a movie for a while and make some serious bucks, and they'll let them go and they'll bring them back. And it's not, the entertainment business is a little more understanding in that type of stuff, if that makes sense, and because of the nature of what it is.
Absolutely. So, look, I said I was going to be respectful of your time. I know that you probably get some stuff to do. This tour is over. Any kind of looking on the next horizon? You're going to be staying with the boys? What's next after this? Or are you just going to go, wow, a rest, and we'll figure it out later?
No. I think we'll see what happens after this. I mean, like I said, I know I was called in because Shane was having a baby. So I don't know long term, or I don't know if I'll rotate in, or I'm always here for them, whatever they want. Like I said, I love them all. They're all great, good friends, and we'll just see how the game plays out. If I stay on, I'm happy to do it. If not, I'm happy to fill in or whatever they need. I'm just here to rock and have a good time.
Awesome. You know what? Thanks so much for doing this, and apologies for whatever the technical glitches, but continued success on that tour. I hope you have a pile of fun, and I'm going to be watching the exploits of what you guys are doing for the rest of this thing.
All right, brother. Well, thanks for having me, and it was a great chat.
Yes, sir. Shawn Duncan.
All right. Take care, man.